Good evening, everyone. I'm Stephanie Scholl, and I always look forward to this weekend before Thanksgiving. For those of us who are on the Zambia committee, this weekend has become a tradition for us. We take this one Sunday of the year to update our parish on our 16-year partnership with the Home of Hope in Lusaka, Zambia. It's our time to say thank you and to deliver many heartfelt messages of thanks from our friends and partners in Africa who benefit from your donations. For those of you who may be unfamiliar, this partnership started shortly after the new millennium, when Pope John Paul encouraged Catholic churches in America to reach across our own borders and to build partnerships with our brothers and sisters abroad. Epiphany Parish partnered up with Home of Hope, an orphanage and school for boys. Our mission, guided from Father Harry Kelker, who had spent several years as a missionary in Africa, was to focus on improving the education of young people. Father Harry was a big believer in education being the true ticket out of poverty. And that has been the pillar of our mission, along with providing food and medicine. Right from the beginning, the support for this program was phenomenal. The average annual donation has been $5 to $20 in the month of November, and we are so appreciative of these consistent donors. Just this year, two 7th grade Newman students, Colin Bliley and Adam Heinrich, raised $324 by designing and selling bracelets for the cause. Thank you. If these types of donations continue with each of our annual appeals, Epiphany Parish can send one student from Home of Hope to college or a group of boys to secondary education. It can feed the boys at the home for a few months every year. Our Zambia committee was also blessed in its first 10 years to receive several anonymous bequeathments up to $50,000, even $100,000 apiece. As a committee, we had to decide what to do. Do we send all this money at once? That was what it was intended for, after all. But under the guidance of Father Harry, it was suggested we send the money in more manageable amounts with specific requests for how the money was spent. And we think this was a wise choice. We know it was. We have received pictures of the changes that occurred at Home of Hope. It started out as an empty plot of land with 1 or 2 classrooms that were made of metal containers. Today it has transformed into a colorful oasis of classrooms and dormitories, a beacon of hope in the slums of the Misisi compound. Currently, Home of Hope houses approximately 75 boys where primary schooling takes place. Brother Jasek, who runs the home, delivered some good news earlier this year. He said they had 10 more boys pass their national proficiency exams, which means they are eligible to move on in their education. And that brings the total number of boys to 28 who are receiving a 7th grade or higher education. That's a huge improvement from 15 years ago when only 1 or 2 boys passed national exams in a year. The cost for these 28 boys to move on is about $13,000. We have also received word from Mwanza Shabu. In 2011, you helped send Mwanza to a school for music. He and his wife became new parents. And Telemar is now 4 months old. Mwanza is currently teaching the theory and history of African music. There have been setbacks. One of the boys in the home is prone to many seizures, and an 18-year-old who recently lived there was found on the streets murdered. They also said goodbye to their loyal dog, who is named Bully. And on a broad scale, their country largely relies on a dam in Lake Kariba for its electricity. A 3-year drought has brought water levels down and has made electricity less reliable for people and businesses. Because of this, electricity costs have increased 160%, and fuel costs are up 8%. One silver lining so far, the COVID-19 pandemic has not been as deadly in Zambia and in Africa as a whole. As of this week, the World Health Organization reported 350 confirmed deaths in Zambia. And there have been many theories for this. According to the BBC, Africa has a much younger population. The median age in that country is 19. Worldwide, the virus has been most deadly to those who are 80 and older. Only 3% of the population in Africa is 65 years or older, and that is a leftover condition from the AIDS epidemic. About 18 months ago, our committee notified Home of Hope that while we have every intention of continuing our partnership, we do not anticipate that our donations will be as large in the future. This is because our bequeathments have nearly all been given. And as a committee, we felt obligated to, that this was the responsible thing to do, to help them prepare. Brother Jasek has appreciated this information, and they are currently planning and working to search for new partners to join us. Here is his message to you. Please convey our gratitude to Father Neil and the entire Epiphany Parish. Thank you very much for your faithfulness and care, especially now when you yourselves are in difficult times. We are watching news from the USA with great sorrow. So many lost lives. We are very sorry to learn what a horrible impact the COVID-19 has in the United States. We keep praying for your country and for all the people who lost their loved ones. We are also saddened to see on the news the recent unrest and fighting in so many of your cities. We hope that as a country and nations, you will unite in struggle for equality and justice. 20 years ago, at the turn of the new millennium, Pope John Paul reminded American parishes of the words of Jesus. I give you a new commandment, love one another. This is how all will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Please help this parish continue to live by these words. Consider a donation of any size. It will make a difference. You can do this by dropping off a donation at the church office in care of the Zambia Project, or by mailing it, and our address is 302 5th Street Southeast in Mason City. Thank you very much.